Hello everyone. Short video today on how to calculate your daily calorie requirements and also break it down to what you require in terms of protein, fats, and carbs. By the way, you do have a lot of online tools and apps like MyFitnessPal that can calculate this for you by just inputting some stats, some your body stats, and it'll give you what you require. If you want to know the calculation behind it, I'll show you. Or if you just want to do it by yourself and not use any of these online tools or apps, it's very simple. I'll show you. So let's just get into it then. So I'm using my body weight as an example, roughly 80 kilos. The total number of calories I require in a day is, if I multiply my body weight by 30, again, rough, that's a rough figure, I get 2,400 calories that I require to sustain in a day for my body weight. If I want to do a calorie deficit or want to work towards fat loss, I need to subtract 500 calories from my total calorie requirement. That can be done by working out, by burning 500 calories, or on rest days by not consuming that many calories. So the target should be 1,900 for the example of 80 kilos for fat loss or for calorie deficit. And if I want to do a calorie surplus, I add on 300 calories and I want to target 2,700 calories. Okay. Now, what that means in terms of proteins, fats, and carbs. So proteins are very simple. So if I multiply the body weight by 2, that gives me the total number of grams I require for proteins in a day. And if I multiply that by 4, that gives me the total number of calories. So for me, it's 160 grams of protein that I require, which is 640 calories. I'll just take a little moment there to give you a little more information on proteins, because I get this question a lot on protein supplements. What you have to understand is the word supplement. It is a supplement to natural food. So I would recommend as much as possible to get this 160 grams or your daily requirement of protein through natural food itself. However, you can't get, in most of the time, you can't get all of that through natural food, and that's when you use supplements. So, for an example, most of the whey protein supplements give you somewhere between 23 to 25 grams of protein per scoop. I would not recommend anything more than 2 scoops. So that's only 50 grams of protein that you can supplement. The remaining 110 grams should come from natural foods. There's a lot of information online and out there that you can see what food that is high in protein, and then add that into your diet. Moving on to fat. So 30% of your calories should be healthy fats. And that's obviously very, very important for your overall health and your hormonal balance and everything of that sort. So fats very important. Okay, I'll stress on that. And having 30% of my 2,400 calories, 720 calories should be healthy fats. And what in terms of grams it is, 80 grams, divide that by 9. The remaining should be carbs. Okay, so if I work that out, that is 1,040 calories of carbs that I require in a day, that I should target in a day. Now, having known all of this, is very difficult for me or for regular everyday people to follow this to the T. Is very, very difficult. I can tell you, I tried it. Because for whatever reasons, for Asian diets or for even just regular food, it's very difficult to target it. So I always use the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time I'll try and stick to that. 20% is cheat. I do get 20%. Sorry, I do leave 20% for a bit of happy food, bit of ice creams or cookies or or chocolates and things like that, or fried food and things like that. Yeah, so that's the 20%. But 80% of the time, I try and stick to that. If it's either daily or weekly, I'd strongly recommend you also try and stick to that 80-20 rule. Yeah, so other than that, I think that fairly gives you, hopefully that gives you an idea of your daily calorie intake and proteins, fats, and carbs. Obviously, in addition to that, you need to have good fiber and sufficient water in your diet. Obviously, you have other things that you need to look at in your diet as well. But these are the basics, okay? Hope that helps. Keep fit, stay healthy, and all the best.